Hello my profane friends, I'm still working this new program out. I'm just going to go over a bit of old ground, but today we've got a couple of rituals coming. It's going to be great. I'm well excited. Again, remember, it's all about the Masonic shush, okay? Go to my forum and you'll see what the shush is, okay? It's indoctrinated into you, do you know what I mean? Subliminally. Again, like this is a typical, like I said, I showed this on my last video. All these sexual abuse cases, okay, but nowhere within the news report is Freemasonry mentioned, not once. And this is about everything that goes on, in life. No, the Freemasons are never mentioned. Shh! Don't mention the Freemasons. Why? Why don't people talk about Freemasons? They're in everything. Do you see what I mean? They're running your councils, your police, and no one's questioning that. Do you know what I mean? Look, there's 2 news reports here, look, and not one, and I'll show you on my last video, not one mention of Freemasonry. You see, because they run the news, they run everything. They're a corporation, I mean, I could show you, obviously their books where they say they're actually listed as corporations, you see. And again, look, if I show you the map, this is where, like, the Boy Scouts of America, yeah, if you go there, boozescouting.com, yeah, this is the map, look, and that just looked like the Masonic lodges I show you in my previous videos. Do you know what I mean? Look at that. It's just ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Look, and there's lodges all around there. You know what I mean? It's Freemasonry that run it, and then obviously you can go down and it's listed here. Look, each and every one. So, you go through it. We're not. Look, we're talking. Well, how many pages? Oh God, they're just never ending, isn't it? But where's the Freemasons that are getting mentioned in it? Nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Set 27 pages. Look. Okay. Anyway, we're not here for that. But I'm just saying. Just remember, when there's news articles or anything else, I'm going to give you another demo of this, right? But Freemasonry is never mentioned. Shh. Don't mention the Freemasons. Again, let me open this up. Don't think globally, think locally. Okay, now what I mean by locally is that each town answers up to the cities, and then the cities answer up to the main cities. Okay, it's the same within Freemasonry. Yeah, Freemasons run your towns, they run your cities. Yeah, they run your in America it's states, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And then within them states you've got towns and cities or whatever. But in each town and city, Freemasonry runs them towns and cities, and they answer up to the other lodges up the ranks. Do you know what I mean? If you're, however you want to describe it. Like here it's counties, yeah? And within them counties you've got estates, do you know what I mean? And in them estates they're run by Freemasons, do you know what I mean? Different estates, we'll keep away from you know what I mean, even though they're all on the same level, but they know to keep away from each other and don't interfere with each other's businesses or in each other's lodge business. Do you know what I mean? That's all about shh, you know what I mean? And like I said, the higher you go up, the more secrets you'll get into. Do you know what I mean? Like an entered apprentice wouldn't get in a master masons meeting. Do you know what I mean? Because he hasn't been made up, so he doesn't even know what the master masons are talking about. Do you see what I mean? And anyone above a master mason wouldn't know what they're talking about. Do you see what I mean? So when they're plotting murders and things like that, that's where, do you know what I mean? That's where you don't hear all that, because they've got sentries, guards and everything. So when they're talking about murder, drug dealing and all the rituals, satanic ritual abuse and all the rest of it, you won't get near it, because that's how good their security is. Do you know what I mean? I've shown you the numbers, and it doesn't take a few men to sentry around a place. Do you know what I mean? Anyone coming close, they shut it down like that, So you need to know who runs your town or your city or your village locally. Yeah, and then you want to follow them. Don't be averse to putting a GPS on someone's car, because that'll show you exactly where they're going. Do you know what I mean? And what they're doing and what they're up to, and that gives you an indication of where they're going and what they're doing and why. Yeah, so don't be averse to doing that. You've got to be a detective, but you don't brag about it. You don't say nothing about it. You just do it. Yeah, shh, and keep it quiet. But anyway, again, we've got some people, good people waking up. Look. It's all Masonic, it's not political. Wake up, do your research, it's a theatre show, and that's what it is, you know. And like I said to you, every war is Masonic war, a Masonic war, yeah, between Freemasonry trying to run one other lodge to another lodge, do you know what I mean? Again, like I said, this sign here, yeah, and I see this, I can't remember where I got it from, don't know what it is about, but you see that the sign on the right, you see there, right, it goes up and down. I call it I don't know, I mean I'll call it a lightning bolt, yeah, or it's 3 pyramids, yeah, as above so below, yeah, but I don't know, whatever it means. If anyone knows what it is, then I know it's something to do with Freemasonry, okay. And obviously you've got the as above below pyramids here, yeah, or triangles, that's what they try and say there. But again, you've got the king at the top here, which could be Harem Abith. But look at this, I see this in a film called Hannah, and it was an assassin's gun, yeah. See the assassin's gun, look? And I see that marking, and I thought that means something, yeah, because they're always trying to, I'm going to show you in a minute how they always try and push their images, or their not images, their symbols onto you through the telly or films or whatever, yeah. But I see this here, look, and it's exactly the same symbol, and I've been looking for it for, I don't know, at least 5 years, is it? I think Hannah came out about 5 years ago, so I've been looking at the sign because I knew it was on the gun. There's no reason for that sign there to be on the gun, but it belonged to an assassin, yeah, and it's something like, you know, where she was at the end and that, and I thought it just didn't ring true anyway. But here it is again, look, that same symbol which is on the gun butt. If anyone knows about that, I'd be interested. Just give me an email or a message, you know where I can be found. I'd like to know if anyone knows what this symbol means. I call it 3 pyramids, as above so below, but also it's like a lightning bolt. But I also noticed as well that it could be W or M, yeah, do you know what I mean? Worshipful Master. Do you see what I mean? If you hold the gun properly as it is, it's worshipful master. Do you know what I mean? Is that a hint? You know, we'll kill you, keep your mouth shut. Shh. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. But anyway, moving on. Remember, during the Nuremberg trials, even the media was prosecuted and put to death for lying to the public. Do not trust the media. Do not trust the news. That's only run by Freemasonry, and they're only going to tell you what you want to hear. You know what I mean? And like I said, again, it's all about, you see these Victoria crosses, or are they the Iron Cross, sorry. Again, it's all about medals, getting a death head medal on your hat and all that. See, and that's what they did with indoctrinated the children, yeah, which I show you on my last video. It's the same thing, yeah. Give them medal. Everyone's after an Iron Cross. Do you know what I mean? Inspire them to get something, or the death's head on their hat or whatever. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's still the same. It's nothing's changed, yeah. And this is what Freemason try and show you what this is, okay. Here he is, look, Al is his name up there? I know it's Al something, but I can't remember his bloody name now. Al Sharpton, that's it. Now look at Al Sharpton here, right? Now that's what they want you to look at, yeah. They see someone like that, old dude, respectable, in a suit, talking at a certain rally. I don't know if I'm saying it up there, but more than likely is, if you know what I'm on about. And I don't want to get into that because it's not, do you know what I mean, what it's about. You may see this and they may present what they're saying they present, yeah, which is BM, if you get what I mean, yeah. This is what they try and show you, yeah, okay. But what really is going behind the scene, that includes your news broadcaster, your member of parliament, Boris Johnson, all of them, Trump with the hairdo, the other dudes, do you know what I mean? This is what really is, and what you should be looking at when you watch it, because this is what it is. Bang. And here he is, Al Sharpton, being raised to the sublime degree by Worshipful Master Solomon Wallace, okay? And that's all he is, look. That's when he was getting raised up to be a Freemason. So the only person standing there is not representing BM or whatever. Yeah, he's actually representing his Worshipful Master in the lodge, and they've already discussed what he's going to say and what he's going to do at the rally, what benefits Freemasonry. Do you see what I mean? whether that's, you know, more discord or more chaos or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That's why he's standing there. He's only standing there for Freemasonry. He's not standing there for any other reason. He's standing there for Freemasonry. And here he is, like I said, getting made up. So always look at your leaders, who you're doing your marches. In my other video, I forgot about this. The Boy Scouts were making a pilgrimage to the grave of Roosevelt. Yeah, remember, Roosevelt was a Freemason. Okay, so that's why they're marching to the grave. Again, it's honouring a Freemason and got nothing to do with what they're saying it is, again, in the news. Do you know what I mean? You know, they're saying it's to a former leader. Yeah, he was a former leader, but what they're really saying is it's an honour, you know, or a pilgrimage, is it, or whatever, to their obviously to the Freemasons. Do you know what I mean? The Freemason leader. Do you know what I mean? And that's what that's about, you know. Look, former honorary president of the Scout organisation. Do you know what I mean? But all it is just honouring Freemasonry again. Yeah, remember, Roosevelt was a Freemason. This one, oh shit, oh, sorry, I swore again. I know, I said in my last video, like you talk about the Freemasons, they deny about the white collars, yeah, of Freemason. Here they are at Savile's funeral, and I've already shown you the white collars. Obviously these are the Freemasons. This is why he got away with it for so many years. 50 years he got away with that. And if you look on my other YouTube videos, I've got a little presentation there just to show you why they get away with it. Shh, don't tell anyone though. But as you can see, the white collars, and in that video you'll see where they're denying it, and obviously I prove it time and again that these Freemasons do have white collars. And again, they played the blame game of pointing, that wasn't us, that was them. Do you know what I mean? We don't even wear white collars, this, that and the other. Do you know what I mean? And I think they blamed it on some knights. Do you know what I mean? But again, Knights Templars, Knights this, Knight, whatever they call us out, they're just Freemasons anyway. Do you know what I mean? And I'll tell you now, right, that's why he got away with so much, because he was a Freemason. You know what I mean? Obviously we know who runs it. I'm not going to show you who runs the female Freemasons in a minute, because we're doing females today, remember? Again, look, people are waking up. These are the people in Australia. There's Australia, the other country near that, I forgot already, bloody hell. But yeah, watch Alton Charles, yeah, he backs it all up. He does it great. He doesn't say nothing about Jesuits. He's pure Freemasonry. He shows you what's what. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, these are great people here with their signs. Yeah, look at this one. Freemason pedo made me wear this. Do you know what I mean? You can't beat it. You know what I mean? Anyway, and again, look, this stuff I posted and I actually got deleted. Do you know what I mean? Some of this off my I put it across my main story type thing, you know. And that got deleted. Unreal, do you know what I mean? But here it is, you know, Freemasonry is the virus. And the quicker you yell at Satanism, they know, you know, people are waking up to it, you know. And if you ain't researching Freemasons, you're not even awake. If you're still on like flat Earth, is the moon landings this, the moon again, the moon landings, that's Freemasonry. It's a lie, do you know what I mean? But again, that's, you know, that's neither here nor there. The point of the matter is you should be researching what Freemasons are doing, not globally, not citywide. You need to know what they're doing within your own town and with your own city. You need to get a group of people that are willing to investigate and watch. And you don't watch the even though I call it lodge watch, yeah, right? It's not about watching the lodges, it's about watching the pubs and the clubs and the different pieces what they own, yeah. And then you'll get your answer who and what is running your town. Again, we've got a nice sign here. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to read it all or anything, you know what I mean? But they, you know, it's basically a message to all the, you know, from Mark Atwood. Do you know what I mean? Let me move on, and here it is. Look, I got deleted. Do you know what I mean? And that was just them simple little signs there, and they're always shh, you know. And I'm beginning to see a lot of people, a lot of stories, you know, which was the stories, obviously, you know, where people are waking up to Freemasonry, and I got fact checked on it, and I don't even know why. Do you know what I mean? This got stopped as well. Goes against your community standard, which is my YouTube channel. So again, that's getting shushed up, and that's what it's all about. It's all about shushing people up. Anyone that's telling you the truth or facts or true, it's getting deleted, they're getting stopped, and they're not got a voice. Anyone who's got a voice out there, all of a sudden, and they're on your news and all that sort of stuff, they just forget about them. They're Freemasons, you know what I mean? But like I said, yeah, this is a, you know, go a spam and all this sort of stuff, do you know what I mean? Just my YouTube channel. But there you go, it starts, doesn't it? Now we're back to where we were. I just want to show you this dude again. Just remember, yeah, that, you know, Freemasons look like this on the left, you know, your scout leader, boom, boom. But what that really happened, what really is standing there, yeah, is a Freemason through and through that's going to recruit these children. He's going to mould them to whatever, and he's going to watch which ones and what ones are going to become leaders and who can be recruited in the future. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they're all about, you know. And it's generational, on and on and on and on, you know. And again, this is what they're vying for: the medals, the sashes. You know what I mean? I'm just going back a little bit. That's going to, you know, I've got to chat. I'm just showing you, you know, giving you a reminder of my other videos. Do you know what I mean? But this is what they're vying for: little medals and all that, you know, and, you know, all rewards. Do you know what I mean? Here's some of the crosses you can get. Diversity. These are all different, like old Masonic crosses. These are, yeah. Like this one's Chi Rho, but that's not. That's but the P is supposed to be a skull. Do you know what I mean? And then that's the triple Tor underneath. But they're all these are all triple Tor crosses, yeah. But obviously they go from different, you know, religion, meaning or whatever, you know. But I ain't getting into all of that, yeah. But these are all triple Tor crosses, yeah. And like I said, it's all Masonic, yeah. And you'll see it, you know. There's a Tor, like they call that the Tor cross, but it's a triple Tor, and you see it on their aprons as well. You know, like the St Andrew's cross here. You know, I've shown you plenty of these signs already anyway. But, you know, but again, we see that with the Cubs, didn't we? The cross of Crosslet. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to show you a few of the crosses. Or was it Cross Potent? I can't remember. I think it was the Potent, weren't it? You know, but there's so many. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, it's all. Do you know what I mean? It's what, you know. It's all to do with symbolism. That's it. But again, look. The Scottish Rite, 32 degree, look, and they're getting 10k diamond rings, look, and this is what I'm saying. See, they're rewarded big. They get money. I'm still looking for this book, yeah. And in this book, if you knew how many books I've got, it's just unreal. I've got about 2,000 books, I think. No, I ain't got that many. Well, I have on disc, but I've got about maybe, I don't know. Bloody hell, about 500 Masonic books I think I own total. But yeah, you know, rituals and God knows what dictionary. But anyway, forget all that. But this is what I'm saying. This is where they're paid. Look, see, look, and the higher up the levels you go, the more money you're getting. Do you see what I mean? Scottish Rite, 14 karat gold. Yeah, that's presented to them. Do you see what I mean? These rings, you know, to make them special. Oh, you know, dun dun dun. You know, 1,300. So, you know, this is just an idea. The money that is presented to them, do you know what I mean? And that's what it is, you see. The more or higher up the degrees you go, the more money is bestowed on you, the more money, the more wage you get, because it's a corporation anyway, do you know what I mean? It's a business, and it's big business, you know. 9 karat gold past master's jewel, do you know what I mean? 800 quid, you see what I'm saying? So in, like, you know, they ain't rewarded, they're rewarded very, very well, you know, very well. And I'll just flick through these just to give you an idea. You know, look, £1,000, 1,200,000, 1,600. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. Yellow gold Masonic diamond ringlet, size 12, 1,600. See, so these are bestowed as gifts on them. Do you know what I mean? And obviously some of these are being sold by Freemasons, blah blah, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But they're just good currency as well between themselves. You know. Yeah, it's just pure money. You can do your own research on it anyway, like I said, and it goes on. Hey, oh, look at that, look. Oh, he's got the ring on the right. Remember, the points of the compass face you, okay? Because that's for your pleasure. The ring was gifted to you, so you need to see it. Do you know what I mean? That's for you and your pleasure, not for other people's pleasure. It's your pleasure. That's why the points face to you. Remember that. Okay, now look at this one, a 32 degree Knights, onyx, 14 karat gold, pendant medallion, £38,000. Now whether that's a true, you know, price for that or not, I don't know, do you know what I mean? That just seems crazy to me, but there you go, you know, that's eBay for you, isn't it? And then you got these ones here, look, You know, again, 5 grand, 4 grand. You know what I mean? But these are the bit. You know, these are the. You know, oh yeah, don't forget Russia. Look, but again, like I said, it's all about money, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Because they're not doing it for nothing. You know, and the more jewels you bestow on people, the more loyalty you get, don't you? Yeah. But God said, "Let there be light." Okay, lie, and you got brothers and you got sisters. Yeah, we come together in unity, love, harmony, and peace, united around the world. See what I mean? And that's what they are. That's Order of the Eastern Star, that is, and that's obviously the Freemasons. But that's what it is. They're brothers and sisters. Okay. International Order of the Rainbow Girls, which is another female thingy. But what do our organisation can do for you? Provide volunteering opportunities, but what lead to obviously money, because this is these are the young girls. See, notice that again. Look, adult, kid, yeah. So it's the adults again influence the kids. Okay, and that's what it's about. And you've got to stop that influence from the adults. Keep bringing them kids into the same, you know, moulding their minds into, we're Freemasons, they're profane and outside the temple, because that's all it is. As Freemasons, they're outside the temple, we're profane, yeah, and that's it. Boom. And if you don't fit, or your face don't fit this, and you've got a narky, you know, gang stalking, drug dealing, pedo nonce who doesn't like you, he can make your life very, very difficult, you know. But you can change that around. I'll get onto that later. Anyway, let's do this first. Right, give you lifelong sisters who accept you for who you are. See, lifelong sisters. Do you know what I mean? And that's what they are. You know, they're a brotherhood, they're a sisterhood, and that's lifelong. Yeah, and this is what they teach them from the young age. Do you know what I mean? Look, provide opportunities to earn money for college. See, here's the money. Do you know what I mean? This is look, connect you with positive mentors and big sisters, which again, if you go watch any Freemasons, right, yeah, you'll see mentors. They all have a mentor, okay? I'll call it mentor, but they have a different name for it, but I'll get into that later. And what it is, they mentor them, like they'll teach them through the ritual, you know, and they all have a mentor. Do you know what I mean? But they get steered in that way, yeah. And that mentor is keeping that person moulded. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, into the way how to think, how to be. Do you know what I mean? In Masonry, do you know what I mean? And that's how it is. They're moulded. Is it the right word? I don't know. Moulded, or you know, needed, or what, you know, do you know what I mean? They're guided or steered on how to think. Do you see what I mean? So by the time they get to, you know, 18 to 21 or whatever, you're profane. Anyone outside that temple is profane and hated profane. They're not on our same level. We're above them. Do you know what I mean? We're the special people. They ain't. Anyway, they welcome girls between the ages of 11 and 20. Membership is open to any race or religion and background. Same old, yeah. But like I said, they've got this is the Order and the Rainbow Girls, but they've got a younger version of this where they do. I think it goes from sort of age 4 to 10. Do you know what I mean? Something like that. Don't quote me on that, but I know it goes younger than that. I've got it in my other videos, what I've already covered on some of this. Not this set of videos before this, but that's what it's all about. The adults moulding the youngsters ready for when they become true Freemasons. Yeah, again, look, Masonic youth programs, you know what I mean. Order of the Mole is the boys' side of things. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So they're encouraged, you know, straight away. Obviously, you know, the Mole and the girls, they're your sisters, they're your brothers. Do you know what I mean? And I think there's a bit more. You know, I don't want to get into that at the moment anyway, but there's a bit more to that. Yeah. Again, look, scholarship opportunities, do you know what I mean? But it's only for themselves, yeah? That anyone who's profane, you ain't getting in, do you know what I mean? Who is invited? Look, families with children who would like to know what Demole and Rainbow has to offer and information on valuable scholarship opportunity to assist in finance and the high cost of college education. They pay for that anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because it benefits them. Do you know what I mean? They say, oh, so it's just from the outside to us, the profane, it looks like they're paying for their own education, but they really don't. Do you know what I mean? Because they self-fund themselves. Yeah. Again, youth organisations, girls between 11 and 20, and it gives you, I've done all this, I'm just going through this quite quick because this is on my other videos, do you know what I mean? You know, rainbow girls are busy, rainbow girls love a challenge, rainbow girls are ready for life, do you know what I mean? And this is all about bonding, ready up for that time when they become true Masons, you know, like Order of the Eastern Star, do you know what I mean? Again, look, it's the adults and you've got the children, you know, being steered into a way or how to think. Do you see what I mean? Again, adults, mid-adult, do you know what I mean? And they'll deal with the other ones. But these are the people, as I told you, these are the people that are doing all the drill work. You know, they do the same as the men. The men drill as much as the women, but they don't mention the men drilling, do they? They just mention the girls drilling, but the men are drilling already. They're already in the army. I've shown you that, you know. But you can see it here, just across there, and obviously if you rate, you know, that's the rainbow, the Order of Demole. That was Clinton, yeah, Clinton's order there. And you got jobs. Oops, sorry. Bloody 2 o'clock in the morning again, I'm late. On the surface, these youth organisations seem harmless, but they are candy-coated versions of Freemasonry, ungodly doctrines, oaths and rituals. Even more, they build up the egos of the girls and boys through impressive titles like Senior Princess, Worthy Advisor, Honoured Queen, etc. Protect your sons and daughters from these Masonic clubs. And that's what I'm saying. See, this is how they mould them, you see. They want the gifts, they want the medals, do you know what I mean? Yeah, get the badges, do you see what I mean? And they want that. By the time they get to 18, they're well moulded into Freemasonry, do you see what I mean? And they look at the people outside the temple as profane, and the hated profane, you know, that's what they teach. See, these old women here, these old ladies, yeah, this is what's bringing up the youth, do you know what I mean? And these are just as bad as the men, trust me, they're just as bad, do you know what I mean? So don't even think just because, you know, men, no, the women are just as bad, do you know what I mean? And they ain't going to tell you nothing, do you know what I mean? If you're outside, you're profane. But these will, you know, these will fight you to the back teeth. If you're a man, do you know what I mean? Each and every one of them will jump on your back and boot hell out of you if you're profane. Do you know what I mean? If you're a Mason, they won't. But a Mason wouldn't do that anyway. They don't fight each other, do they? You know what I mean? They have internal courts, like I told you. You know, they sort their problems out in their own internal courts. They don't go to magistrate courts or anything like that. It's dealt with in the lodge. Do you know what I mean? But here you go. You know what I mean? Look, without a blemish. See the pizza? Do you know what I mean? Like I said, watch your pizzas. But there's the pizza slice, and obviously that's an eye. But yeah, without blemish. Yeah, without blemish until you research corruption within social services, CAFCAS. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll find your Freemason ladies and the corruption, what goes on there. But you can search that up in my forum. Again, this was a quilt done by them. And again, look, I just want to point the rainbow to you, okay? And that's what it's all about. Raise a rainbow, yeah? Where is it? That's actually, I've got it here, sorry. They've done it 2 sides, didn't they? You've got the eyelet, you've got the sheep, that's you lot, profane sheep. You've got the cross keys, which is the treasurer. The sun, the eye in the sun, the 3 pyramids, the 3, here we go again, the 3, Eon, Doric, and I forgot the other one, but they're the pyramids, not the pyramids, the bloody temples, no, what they call, I can't remember what they're like, towers, no, I can't remember what they're called, temples, you know. Anyway, you know exactly what I'm on about. Or actually, are they representing candles? I don't know, they look a bit like candles, don't they? Anyway, but you can see a lot of Masonic here. The beehive, yeah, has a king, yeah, and I never knew it, but that's what they vie for. They think we're a beehive, we're the, you know, the worker bees and all that, yeah, and they come out of their beehive and they have to organise the profane, do you know what I mean? And that's their temple, do you know what I mean? And there's the king and the queen, obviously, but that's something to do with that. I ain't got into it yet, I'm still researching. Like I said, I don't know everything, I'm just an orator, and I'm trying to, you know, hopefully wake a few people up, do you know what I mean, to what is going on, you know. Again, you know, that's just a quilt that was done. What are they called? The columns, that's it, columns, something like that. I can't remember what they're bloody called. I think that was candles. But again, look, they have the banners because it's heraldry, right? And like I said, when you're all raising rainbows in your houses, yeah. Raise a Rainbow was Raise a Rainbow for the girls, yeah. And I've shown you in, like, they got the sashes and all that sort of thing. So all it was, yeah, was a Masonic mass ritual, yeah. Raise a Rainbow, do you know what I mean? You know, and the nurses who you're raising the rainbow are bloody Freemasons, do you know what I mean? They're just female, that's all. So you were just basically in a ritual for the Freemasons, do you know what I mean? Raise a Rainbow, because this rainbow, raise a rainbow for girls, do you know what I mean? That's what it was, because they're all your nurses, you see. They're your nurses, your social services, you know, they control all that side of stuff, you know. But are you ready? I don't know. Visit our website to find out. But that won't matter a thing, because you won't be getting in, because like I said, the people that are getting in, they're already controlling the nurseries and the schools, do you know what I mean? For when they're recruiting them, the Empire State Mason, look. See the girls, looking them up. See, they're all respect. Their egos are so big, you just don't realise how massive egos they got. Now look at this, look. See all these men here, look. We know this. This is the Royal Albert Hall, right? You see all the men, right? All the rich and powerful from around the world. You know, your MPs, you know, members of Parliament, your state, blah blah, whatever they're called. But this is all what run your different countries. But watch this. Bang. Now there's your Freemason army, Masonic Women's Army, yeah? That's your female Masonic army, okay? So you've got the men. I bet I'm flicking this mouse around the wrong way. Oh, it ain't working. Oh yeah, there you go. And then you've got the women. Look at all the Masonic women, yeah? From around the world, yeah? You can watch it. It's in the Royal Albert Hall. This is no, you know, this isn't old news. This is all the females, yeah? That work just alongside with the men, okay? And there's the men, look. Men, female, men. Female, men. Female, men. I love doing that. But yeah, so there you go. That's your men. Masonic army of men. Masonic army of women in the same place. And they're just as deadly as the men, believe it. So when they send to you a woman, yeah, and you're a man, obviously a profane man, what they do, if they can't get to you with men, because you're more, you know, when you're a man, it's more confrontational. But when men stand there, like a profane man, and he's got two women there, or three, you're more susceptible, or whatever it's called, to coercion, to drop a charge, or, do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. If they can't do it, the men, they send in the women, and then the men are there. So you remember that, yeah? When the men turn up to try and persuade you to drop a charge or something, I'm just giving you a simple, you know, whatever. If that don't work, they'll send females in, yeah? And the same goes the other way around as well. Do you know what I mean? If females can't get the thingies, they'll send males in, do you know what I mean, to the women. So they work as a team, yeah? And that's what they do. And it's all about chaos. So, yeah, I'll do it one more time because I'm so good at it. Masonic Army men. Masonic Army women, yeah, just as bad, just prolific as the men. Masonic Army men, women, men, women, men, women, men. That is the biggest army you'll ever see, and these will be doing your logistics of feeding that army of men. When the war breaks out and they arm all these men, these women will be there, just like they were building up the ammo, the ammunition, and all that when we were back in the war. Do you know what I mean? They'd be doing the logistics again. Same thing. Anyway, moving on. Here we go. These are all the. This is the. Oh no! Here we go. Got myself again in a stunky. That's the demolate. This is all the young Freemason recruitment lodges, if you want to call it that. Do you know what I mean? That's the Rainbow for Girls, Demole. I can't remember what that one is. Sorry, I'll have to look it up again. And then this is the youth one, the Filet, yeah, but I can't remember. My head's gone. Again, they get the aprons, look, yeah. They get the aprons, and then they get all the jewels and blah blah blah. This is what they're vying for, yeah. And here's your top Freemason here, okay. That is your top Freemason there, yeah? Researcher. She's the top of all Freemasonry of women and men, yeah? And obviously she's got the Knights Templar cross on there with their Knights Templar cape and all their medals, right? But anyway, here we go, look. Masonic women. These are what are bringing up the youth, yeah. Again, look, you see the aprons, yeah. They got the badges, look. So, and again, the collars are all different, look. And again, they've all got different rankings, look, yeah. Okay, because it's an army, all right. And like I said, they come from all walks of life, yeah. But you won't find a poor one. You show me a poor Mason or a homeless Mason, you know. Show me anyone. Show me a homeless Mason, yeah. Again, here they are. Look, it can be mid-range, old, or young. See, so they can be good looking, they can be ugly, they can be whatever. There's your stone there. Look, that's you, the rough ashler. See. I'm going to show you who these are. These are Eve and Ella and God knows whatever, I can't remember now. But there's 3 lights in the background, look, you see? The moon, the sun, and the all-seeing eye right in the middle, look. See? 3 pyramids. But you've got the sun, the moon, the sun, and the all-seeing eye in the middle, look. But they must see that, look. But again, look at their aprons with the ranks they got. Yeah? Obviously the one in the middle is the worshipful matron or whatever, the matriarch, whatever she's called. I don't know too much on women Freemasonry. Here it is again. I can't remember the bloody name. It'll come to me in a minute. But these are the young youth. Yeah, these are okay. I'm trying to think what that bloody name is. But again, look, getting them young. Again, they wear the silly little uniforms. Look, yeah. I thought that was Donald Trump there. That dude. He looks like Trump, doesn't he, with a beard. But anyway, that's Trump there, right on the end, I reckon. See, that's why he's like got the tango, and he's in disguise, so we can't get seen. But anyway, so there's the Freemasons dressing up in their, you know, their ritual costumes. Again, like I said, old women, look, yeah, and that's what it's about. She's the worshipful master or matron, whatever you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? And it's these old ladies that are recruiting these young girls here. Do you know what I mean? See, old ladies, young ladies, yeah, and they're supposed to be virgins or something for the lads. And again, like I said, they're brothers and sisters, do you know what I mean? And they sort of intermarry each other anyway. These are going to, like, they go to, like, ballrooms and all this sort of stuff, so they all mix and mingle anyway, so they sort of marry together anyway. So even when they're, you know, so profane people won't be mixing with these people, do you see what I mean? So there won't be no much profane relationships. They keep it sort of close knit, if you get what I mean. But again, look, you know, you've got the old ladies and you've got the youngsters, but this goes back years, yeah, years and years. Don't let them tell you there's any difference, yeah, you know what I mean? Anyway, look, here it is. They're telling you here that old friends are best. Same rapper, same satisfying taste, same sure satisfaction that shh will be upheld, and anything you say will be silent. There you go. I do make myself laugh. Look, here we go. Look, the Supreme Grand Chapter of Scotland, okay? Order of the Eastern Star Directory for 1951 contains a list of chapters under the Supreme Grand Chapter of Scotland and issue with their authority. Yeah. Now remember, see, this is chapters, right? It's not the other. Now we've got you've got chapters, and then we've got Supreme Grand Chapter, and then you've got obviously the Royal, you know, blah blah blah. Yeah, we haven't even done the Royal Lodges. Do you know what I mean? There's Royal Lodges. Don't forget. You see what I mean? So you know, and I ain't even got up to the, what was it? I ain't even done. I'm going to do that. Not in this video. I think it'll be in another couple of videos. But I'm going to do the Grand Lodge of Markmaster Masons of England and Wales. Do you know what I mean? Plus their lodges overseas. So we haven't even done the Markmaster Masons. Do you know what I mean? And that's, you think about it, all them lodges I've already shown you, and I haven't even done the Markmaster lodges. So with them on top, I've got a little video on my Facebook, so you can get a little, I give a little thingy up on there. Carpets for the Order Eastern Star chapters, yeah, a special felt carpets with the star emblems, etc., in emblematic colours, name and number of chapter in white letters. Do you know what I mean? But here they go. Look. Arms and objects, yeah, the Order Eastern Star. The objects of the order are to associate in one common bond those admitted to membership, and to give them means whereby they may make themselves known to each other become co-work. See, become where they make themselves known to each other. See, they become known to each other in work. So if one's working in the police station, they'll know who is whose. You see what I mean? Same as with social services. You know what I mean? So if you've got social services working with the police, they give a little sign, then that police is going to work with that social services. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, and that's what happened. And the bottom line is, if you don't see the sign, or you're not a Freemason, they're going to use everything in their power to put you down or get rid of you, because you're the hated profane, because they need you profane in that chaotic state. Do you see what I mean? Because you've always got to live in chaos. Yeah, you can't live in peace. They won't let you live in peace. Do you know what I mean? Because they need it. They need to control you. Anyway, make themselves known to each other. See, why would they need to know? See what I mean? Why would they want, to be known to each other? Do you see what I mean? So you're standing there, you've got a policeman there, you've got a social services there, say, it's just an example. Do you know what I mean? So why would they need to work as a team against a profane person? Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about, yeah? And regardless if you go into court, yeah, again, them signs are being flicking across the court, you wouldn't even know, yeah? And that's all working against you. Right, themselves to know to become co-workers in the services of humanity, to give comfort in affliction, sympathy in sorrow, and aid in misfortune, to cultivate the social virtues and to promote the interests of true religion. Right, so if it's to promote the true interests of true religion, okay. Now I'll never get into religion, because that just goes straight away. You got boom. But what I'm saying to this is, right, yeah, the only religion they is their own religion, okay? Nothing to do with your religions. They've got their own separate religion, yeah? And he's got one eye, right? Now, the point of the matter is, if they're saying that there, social virtues and promote the interests of true religion, what is their true religion? That's what I'm asking you to ask. And if it's nothing to do with what you're preaching or serving, because you're profane, then they're nothing to do with you. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, the Order of the Eastern Star is intended to benefit those who are near and dear to its members. Again, nothing to do with the profane, only to do with themselves. That's all they look after. People within the temple, yeah? That's all they look after, yeah? Everything else they do, if it's for a charity event, it's something that they hold dear to themselves, right? Or they're just throwing sort of scraps out to the profane, so the profane sit there going, oh yeah, cool, they're good, aren't they? But the majority of all their charity work benefits themselves and only themselves, yeah? I'll promise you that. So that being united in one common bond of fellowship, they may become true companions in the pilgrimage of life. And that's what it's all about. They're just about themselves, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, there are 5 degrees whose lectures are based on Holy Writ, and the lessons taught are fidelity, constancy, purity, hope and charity. The first notice of the order is dated 1778, when it was introduced into America, but it made very little progress until the year 1850, when it was brought into prominence and founded upon the new basis by Dr. Robert Morris. Right, I'm going to leave that because you can read that yourself, and I don't want to take all day on this thingy. But these are the chapters, okay? Chapters under the district supervision of the Supreme Grand Chancellor in got Alexandra Lodge, number 5. Yeah. Now, what happened to number 1, 2, 3, and 4? Do you know what I mean? But anyway, it's gone 5, 6, and then it jumps. Yeah. So I don't know where the others are gone, but anyway. Here we go, look. This is all the chapters, all right? And we've got some here coming from Australia as well, I believe. Right, here we go. Boom. Paisley Abbey. See, no, look, the Abbey. Do you know what I mean? If that's an Abbey, obviously you know what an Abbey is. Well, I do. But there you go. I don't mean to say you do, but I do. Right, Masonic Temple, Cochrane Street, Barhead. You know what I mean? But again, look, it's all over the place, yeah? They're not just like, it's not, Here we go, look, Australia, look. Melbourne, Wattle, Perth, Adelaide, Centenary, Claremont, Unity, Pride of the West, Footscary, Carnation, Praharan, here we go, Kew, Sunny South, Essendon, Williamstown and Yulin. But that's in Australia, these lodges are. Okay, and then we go more in Australia. This is New Zealand, Zealandia, Pioneer, Auckland, Huntly, Dunedin, Caledonian, Petone, Herimel, Whangarei, Te Arahai, Noi, Royal Oak, Union number 41, Natalia number 59, Durban, Petacoria and Benoni. Sounds a bit like Rabboni, eh? Rabboni, one of their passwords. Again, look, Lark Hall, second edition, Din Din, Star of Gutto. But again, I'll let everyone else read this. But again, it's back to Scotland. Little thing. It's a Sydney again. Look, back to Australia. This is New South Wales. This one, Sister Penelope Lamont, Worthy District Grand Matron. That's it, not Grandmaster. Grand Matron. That's what she is. Sorry. And there we go. I'll let you read that yourselves. I'll have a little flick. You can pause it or whatever. But these are Australian and New South Wales. These are okay. These are all your grand chapters. Australia. Okay. Grand chapters, Australia. And it gives you an idea, doesn't it? You know, just how bad it is. Now, if you've got all them Masonic lodges, them grand chapters in Wales, New South Wales, look at this: Sydney, satanic cults involved in cannibalism, mass murder, pack rape and child abuse. Now, where'd the pack come from? You know what I mean? Now the pack, I wonder if they're Masonic. It's a Masonic pack. Anyway, at least 14 New South Wales towns, yeah? So who's in these towns, yeah? The 14 towns, yeah? How prolific are the Freemasons within them 14 towns? No one's mentioning Freemasons, do you see what I mean? Anyway, the announcement followed the Channel 10 news report on Australia's wide satanic organisation. Okay, rituals and child abuse, yeah? So here it is, look, agency in Tamworth, Dubbo, Penrith, Wollongong, Newcastle, Taree. But again, I'll just leave it and you can read that yourselves, guys. But, like I said, are the towns Masonic? Again, like I said, the free... Now, if you look at my satanic ritual abuse posts that I've done, the common denominator is not just men, it's women as well. And here we go, look, here's the women that are paid. This is a royal matron's crown, look, platinum diamond brooch pin, £2,514, yeah, do you know what I mean, just for the pin. Like I said, they bestowed jewels and gold, and here's some more, look, okay. This is what the women are getting. This is a Masonic Shriner here, sorry, this one. But the Shriners are just as prolific again, do you know what I mean? Eastern Starlet, 400 quid, 300. Do you know what I mean? So they're getting rewarded just as much as the men, yeah? Okay, diamonds and jewels and God knows what. See the Order of the Eastern Star though? See? You know what I mean? All the money in the world they get. You know what I mean? And this is what you got to do. You got to outlaw Freemasonry, because once you do that, yeah, everything for the profane and the whole world becomes better. Because Freemasons that keep the profane, yeah, they want that chaos. Do you know what I mean? Because as long as they got that chaos, you need them. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, if they're making chaos within your town, yeah, and you need the police to police that town, but they're causing it, then yeah, you need that police, do you know what I mean? So they got to control you that way, haven't they? Do you see what I mean? They want that. The one-stop necessary to permanently eradicate all individual and organised child abuse worldwide. See, everyone knows it's Freemasonry. No Freemason at any level of witchcraft initiations should, under any circumstances whatsoever, be able to have any position of authority or administration involved in the care or protection of any child. Yeah, this includes all Freemason politicians, all Freemason police officers, all Freemason family courts judiciary, all Freemason family court lawyers, Again, I'll just leave that there. You can see that in my forum. Do you know what I mean? There's another one here. You know what I mean? We all know it's the virus is Freemasonry. Wake up, do your research, and prove me wrong. You know what I mean? Or any Freemason that's local to me can come for an interview, especially some of my little Nancy pervert gang stalking. I mean, they can assassinate someone's character like that. Do you know what I mean? Because they're organised, you know. But anyway, now what I want you to take special care of here is look at the chairs, right? You see their crosses? And then if you look at the crosses and combine two, you then have the square and compass, don't you? Okay? See the square and compass? That's why they're put together. And this is the sports day at the Royal Masonic School for Girls, okay? Look, old people looking after young people to influence them the way of Freemasonry, yeah? And they'll only pick the best of the best to join, yeah? The ones that can shh or keep quiet, okay? Right, anyway, let me move on. Again, see him here, look. See the square and compass, look, within the chairs, look. I want you to recognise that sign, because I'm going to show you it in a minute, okay? Where it's prolific. Yay, prolific, I got that one right. Where it's prolific through your TV. Okay, see it? Square and compass. Square and compass, alright? And don't forget, this is them at the school, right? Here they are at the school, look, at the Royal Masonic School, yeah? And look how well they eat. See? Freemasons eat well all the time. They're not poor. They've never been poor. You know what I mean? Show me a poor Freemason anywhere. They go, oh, we're scared. There ain't no poor Freemasons. None. Unless you just, obviously, if you're an entered apprentice, yeah, you can brag then. But once you start getting up them higher levels, boom, the money starts rolling in, yeah? And they know it. Look at them. They eat well, these people. You know, there's not a poor man about. You know, someone said some of the women here look like men. Whether that's true or not, it's nothing to do with me. That's a conspiracy. But anyway, yeah, notice that. Right, now we're going to go into the old ritual of the Eastern Star. But I'm going to show you the rituals, what they hear, and then we're going to do. But I'm going to go to this one first, because that was the grand chapters we just did there, yeah? And I'll just show you some of the grand chapters in Australia and Scotland, okay? And they're obviously paid in jewels, blah blah blah. But look at this. This is in no particular order. This was in Le Mans, yeah, Le Mans. I can't remember. But see how the tattoo on her finger. Look, see that, which was on the Masonic, the Royal School of chairs. Look, square and compass. This is how they're putting it in your films, okay? Again, same thing. Look, you're getting the triangle, yeah. Again, from here, look, right, you see merci de faire, silence, yeah? Be silent for the children or something, or something. Again, it's a sign, a Masonic sign, shh, yeah, something to do with the silence, okay? Right, and this is another TV program. And again, look, you had Tor, which is Omega, right? That's Omega, and in the next tower was Alpha. So it's Alpha and Omega, okay? Alpha and Omega in Freemasonry. I don't want to get into it, but in them tower blocks there is where all the rich people live, yeah? And all the profane or the poor people live on the ground, yeah? Only the rich live there. So that was that there with the silent with the children. And then you had Alpha and Omega, right? Now you got, again, see the sign there? That's on the end of a sofa. That's a sofa there, yeah? And that's on the end of a sofa, look. The square and compass, see? In the telly, yeah? On the TV. And on the other, look, see the arena, look? The square and compass. Again, Alpha and Omega in the arena. And then on this side, look, Nos Enfants Dorma. And it's something to do with injections, you know, like, you know, inject the children or something. But that was the tent on the other side, okay? As a bit in, this is coming out obviously not in too much of an order, but that's what it's about. Again, every shot on here, look, see it again, look, the square and compass, okay? The cameraman was a bloody dwarf, or he spent half his time on the floor here, look. That's why he's looking up, look, to get that in, okay? The square and compass. Again, a chair, look, square and compass, yeah? That's all in your TV all the time. Look, on the cushion, square and compass. Oh, square and compass. Yeah, that's right. And no, yeah, square and compass, compass and square. I don't know, whatever. You know what I mean. So there it is again. Look, on a cushion. Okay. Again, you obviously got the what's he there? But again, look, this is a bridge. They're just driving under the bridge here. Cameraman's got the square and compass again. Look, see, Freemasonry all the way through your telly all the time. Look, again in this shot, look, the same, a different shot. All these are different shots, not the same many times as in your put in your face. Again, look, alludes to the square and compass. Okay. Again, this is the film is I forgot what film this is. As you come in, I'll come on the screen a bit and I'll remember. But again, see the same pattern above and below. Look, obviously, yeah, square and compass, yeah, in the film. Right. Here's Fortnite, yeah. Here it is. Look, square and compass. It's in your kids' games, yeah. Look, square and compass. You see. Again, square and compass. Look to the left here. You see it? That's unreal. That was out of Hill something. That was, I can't remember. Look, new on that, fresh, fried and crispy. Look, the one eye, yeah. Just unreal, just amazing. Look, again, another shot. Look, square and compass. Again, look across the complete. Look, square and compass. Am I getting that right? Square and compass. I don't know. Oh, just bear with me on that one. I sometimes forget stuff. I get so excited. Anyway, oh yeah, here's a better shot of that. Look, square, compass. See, square and compass. But again, with the triangles or the diamonds, whatever you want to call them, yeah, you'll see that pattern in other things as well, you know. But here it is again. Look, bridge shot. This was I think this was looping or something. Again, look, square, compass, square and compass. You see, and that repeats all the time. Yeah. It's in your telly. Look, now he's on the roof, this dude. Yeah, he's on the roof. Look, see it? Square and compass. Look, square and compass. Again, another bridge. Look, square, compass. See, square and compass. That's all they do. They throw it in your face when you watch telly. These are the actual chairs. Yeah, they're Masonic chairs anyway. But again, square and compass. Do you know what I mean? That's the actual chairs. But when they were doing the shots, they do it sneakily, so it looked like square and compass. Again, look, didn't need to be up in the air to get this shot, but they did it because it showed the square and compass again. You see, square, you know, the pattern. I forgot that. I think I'd show you the dudes on the last video, the worshipful master sitting in his chair with the same pattern. Again, look. The cameraman's right low on the floor, but he's on the floor to get the square and compass in. Look, you see, which is on the ceiling. Again, another scene. Here it is again. Look, square and compass. Yeah. Again, that's that roof shot again. I'll show you that again in a minute. Again, look, square and compass. The geezer jumped over the fence here. You know what I mean? The cameraman's down again. Do you know what I mean? To get the picture up, to get the square and compass. It's all about the camera angles. There's the chair again, square and compass. Again, you see it? The square and compass, look. And that's a prison gate. That is in La Hills or something, this was. But again, look, the square, and it'll show you again. So that's the square and compass again. Again, look, square and compass. That's they're in a diner there, and that's in the kitchen, yeah? And that was on the wall. Again, look, he's now another dude's come, and then they put the square and compass in again. Yeah, so there it is again. In this next shot, oh yeah, I'll show you this one again. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, Rahul. But again, another shot where they meet again, and there it is again. The same bridge, square and compass. Yeah, see it? Look, square and compass, square and compass. Throw it in your face all the time. Again, square and compass. Again, look, square and compass. See it to the left. You also got the two columns. I got that right, Jack and Boaz. But the square and compass right across. Look, and obviously you got the sun hieroglyph or whatever you want to call it. Moving on. Again, square and compass. Look, square, compass, and obviously you got the square here. Which, if you know about these four diamonds here. When they do a ritual and he goes round the table, you'll see he points his fingers at his toes, yeah, which is, you know, little signs what they do anyway in the ritual. But that there, the four hankies, the hankies, yeah. And then what he does, he pulls them from the corner to go out, yeah. Which then leaves you with the circle, with the square. Oh, it's a bit more technical than that, but them four triangles or pyramids, whatever you want to call, like I said, is another Masonic sign you'll see a lot of, yeah. But again, look, see the square and compass, look. That's another film. This was I can't remember what film it is. Sorry. Again, look, here's that arena. Here it is, look, square and compass again. You see, and look at the wolf. You know what I mean? Who's the wolf? Eh? The Freemasons in sheep's coat. But anyway, again, look, square and compass in another shot. That's Marvel's Daredevil. That is. That's right. The guy was on the floor half the bloody season. This film here, again, I'll tell you what it is in a minute because I think it's on the next shot. Square and compass, look, that's that gate. Okay. Again, look, square and compass. See it? Square, compass. You know what I mean? Another film, but I can't remember what the film is. Yeah, here he is again, look, he's on the floor, this dude, getting the camera shot up, just so he can get that square and compass in, look. Yeah, he's on the bloody floor. Bloody idiot. And again, look, on the floor, just to get the square and compass on the ceiling. See? Square, compass. That's all for Freemason, that's all it is. Oh, we're everywhere. Here's the chair again, look. Square and compass. Here she is again, look. Cameraman's on the floor again in another film. And there it is, look. Square and compass, look. See? Square and compass. Again, square and compass. I can't remember what this dude here, he's like a little animal. That's a new thing that's just come out on Netflix, do you know what I mean? But here it is, look, square and compass. Yeah? It's all over the place. Oh, we've seen that one, innit? Yeah. It's all over, that's what it's called. Wild Target, that's called. That's on Netflix as well. But yeah. But again, when they come out of the car, the Mini, what they drive into here, the square and compass, as soon as they go into the entrance hall, there's the tiled floor, black and white tiled floor. Do you know what I mean? So again, it's alluding to a Freemason's house. And there's a lot of plastic laying about, you know what I mean? Again, you know, I think I allude to the Masonic people that if you don't be quiet, we'll shoot you. And that's what the plastic's lying about, you know, and obviously it's about bodies and get people getting killed. But again, like I said, it's all Freemason, you see. He's on the floor again, look. Masonic Daredevil, this is Daredevil again. See, square and compass. Again, you get the signs, look, where you do the triangle for the apron. Again, square and compass, look. Square and compass, there's another, again, another completely, again, look, another scene that needs to be in there. But again, it's another chair thrown in just to get that square and compass. Again, the hand sign, look. You know what I mean? It's everywhere, everywhere. Look, as he come into the door, see the square and compass, look. Unreal. You know what I mean? Again, I've shown you this one again, bit of a repeat. Here he is again at another scene, yeah. Here it is again, look, same scene, look, same as them chairs I show you at the Royal Masonic School, yeah. Same pattern, look, makes the square and compass. You see? Square and compass. Again, the chair, look, another scene on the chair, a different, you know, why you got to keep getting these chairs in, I don't know. Well, I do, because it shows the square and compass, do you know what I mean? Okay, again, that's the end of the settee. I've shown you that one, ain't I? Yeah, square and compass with the settee. Sorry if I'm repeating. Another scene, look, with a dude jumping over yet again. It's showing you the square and compass again. Square and compass, same pattern. Again, a chair again, same chair. How many times can you take, you know, get a chair in a scene? Do you know what I mean? I've shown you that one. Again, look, another square and compass. That's a greenhouse, that is, this time. Square and compass, look, in the shot. Again, look, a bridge, square and compass, look, all the way across, look, square and compass, square and compass, square and compass. You know what I mean? Again, this is that dude who was on the roof, what he said, look, see the square and compass, look, square and compass, you know, bloody hell. Again, look, square and compass, looking out the window. Oh, so I think I'm repeating. Are these going round in circles or what? I've shown her. Here he is again, look. This is the dude with the antlers, square and compass, look. I think I've shown you them ones. This is repeating, isn't it? Oh yeah, there's where the train would go over the bridge, look. Again, square and compass, look. I'm getting sick of saying the bloody square and compass. Well, I get sick of bloody seeing it everywhere. Square and compass. In fact, That's even on my clothes horse. I'll show you on my next video. I'll show you my clothes horse. That's bloody square and compass and all. But here it is again. Look, fleur de lis or whatever on the door, and then you got the square and compass at the bottom of the door. Look, see, square and compass at the bottom of the door, and that's that thing. That was the other picture. You know what I mean? What I just showed you a minute ago, part of him. But obviously, like I said, these are coming in like higgledy-piggledy. Again, look, square and compass on a second shot, and there's one on this door as well. Look, so you got two, square and compass. See what I mean? And if you look here, I didn't know, and I thought, nah, but then you get to like, is it or not? But if you notice here, there's an eye. Where my mouse is there's an eye. You see it? Can you see the eye? But is that me just being I don't know. Looks like an eye to me. Is that an eye? Is it one all-seeing eye? See it? I don't know. Maybe not. It looks like an eye to me. Let me enlarge it. Let's have a look. See it there? Looks like an eye, doesn't it? But anyway, that's the square and compass on there again. Again, another bloody bridge. Look, square and compass, all right across. Look. Another film. Here he is in that prison again. I can't hill something, but see the square and compass again. Look, but it's a different gate this time. It's a completely different gate. This one. It's another gate. Look, square and compass. Yeah, and it's like superimposed on him, so it shows up. Do you know what I mean? That he's, you know, you can't miss it. Again, there's that door, square and compass. Yeah, and that is it. That's the last one. So I got through them quick, rapid. But like I said, it's through all the way through your telly, and it's all the way through your child's games, yeah. And I've shown you that in other previous videos, yeah. So that was that. Now what I'll get into this one, yeah. This is it, baby. So we've done the grand chapters, yep. We've done the films, Wicked, we've done the Cubs, and this is it. And then what I'll do these, I'm going to do these two here. Let's see what we're like for time, yeah? Here we go. Again, look, School of Night and Squads. Okay, now squads, obviously, army, yeah? Knights are army, yeah? Except drill regulations of the Grand Encampment of Knights Templar of the United States of America. But this is the UK as well, see? These are knights, yeah, knights, yeah, knights of old. They get on horses and they charge you around, yeah. Today they don't do that, yeah, but they will do what the knights in the old do, yeah. They will control the profane and they will charge you and shoot you and do whatever they can to control you, okay. And like I said, they're drilling, and I've already shown you that from a very young age, yeah. And they're an encampment right on your doorstep now. They're an army. Right on your door now. Forget the police, they ain't going to help you, because the police are going to take off their uniform, put their Masonic one on, and be with the Grand Encampment. Are you getting that? Yeah. Every Freemason is you know, you can say, oh, the police will help me. No, the police won't, because the police are the Grand Encampment that work for the Freemasons. You know, so don't rely on the police to come and help you, because they won't. They work for the crown, same as all Freemasons. Anyway, look, School of the Night and Squad. Yeah, so it's a school, all right? Do you know what I mean? And they're schooling young kids to drill, okay? To become part of the Masonic army that keeps the profane at bay. What's this? Oh, this has come from one of my... Again, look, this is a Masonic sign. See the half apron here, look? And then we've got this like little spider, yeah. I'll get a clear picture in one of my videos, yeah. But this is like as a fellow craft, yeah. And what in this, what does it demand, yeah? And there's some what in this, what is this, yeah? What is this? That's what they'll ask. And then what does it demand? And it demands something. I don't know quite what yet, but I'm getting there. Do you know what I mean? There's a few Masons that are talking to me. Anyway, that's another story. Shh, keep that quiet. But here we go. We've got a couple of signs there. Try them on your letters when you send them off. Just copy the letters and put them in there and say, what is this and what does it demand? Yeah. but it's something to do with the lodge. There's a little secret there. Now I'm going to do the prayer book. I've got this ritual, but I just wanted to get, because obviously I've shown people this, but I didn't put it in my other one. But look, watch this prayer, right? Almighty God, architect of this stupendous universe, who has filled this immense city of space with innumerable systems of worlds, right? So there's worlds, systems of worlds, okay? That's what they're believing, not me. And hast enlightened each by its central sun. So they're already saying there's multiverses already, yeah? And attend moons, you glorious and amazing phenomena, which beautify and adorn the celestial sphere, for the heavens declare thy glory, and the firmament. Now this is the first time they mentioned the firmament in their prayers. There's a lot of flat earthers that know about the firmament, yeah, and people say they're trying to crack it, you know what I mean, the Freemasons are, or they're shooting rockets at the firmament above, because it's actually water that's above us. But I ain't going to go into all that, and I'm not even going to go into the flat earths and all that. But anyway, the firmament sheweth thy handiwork, okay? Thou who has often declared that thy sacred name is placed, right? So their sacred name is placed there, right? There will be thine eye be also, okay? The all-seeing eye, thine eye will be there also, yeah? So you've got to read this yourselves and understand it, yeah? So they're talking about the firmament, which is above, and you can see it in most of their tracing boards, the firmament, yeah? And then you where thy sacred name is placed, right, there will be thine eye be also, yeah? So it's their eye, yeah, the eye God, all right? Right, inspire, we beseech thee, us thy unworthy servants, with thy preventative grace, that we may be careful not to transgress thy sacred laws, and may he put our whole trust and confidence in thy almighty power and protection. Grant us that the peace which the world cannot give, and forgive us our offences, as we forgive those who offend us against us. Smib, so mote it bo, so mote it be. Grant us that peace which the world cannot give, so the world can't give peace, yeah? So straight away it's telling me, well, if the world ain't going to give us peace, who is? Do you know what I mean? And forgive us our offences. Now what offences? Do you know what I mean? What is that all about? As we forgive, forgive-o, but I don't know if that's a typo or not, because they're tricky with their spelling, you see. Anyway, forgive those who offend against us, so mote it be. What is the next care of every royal archmason? And then obviously, I'm going to get this ritual here anyway. I've got the full ritual. This is just 2 prayers I took out of the ritual, just to show you again something a little bit about their one-eyed God, something about the firmament, yeah. And here's another prayer. O God, thou grand architect of the universe, right? So the grand architect of the universe is what created the universe for them, okay? I don't know, and I'm not going to go into all of that again. But look, Grand Prince. Now, who's the prince? I don't know. Someone got thrown out of heaven, weren't it? Anyway, and ruler of the world, first and only cause of all existent, at thy word the pillars of the sky were raised, and its beauteous arches formed. Thy breath kindled the stars, adorned the moon with its silver rays, and gave to the sun its resplendent lustre. We are assembled in thy great name to acknowledge thy wisdom and thy goodness, and to implore thy blessing. To all this great end we beseech thee to bless us in all our undertakings through life. Endure us with the competency of thy most holy Spirit, that we may be enabled to trace thee out in all of thy wonderful works, so far as it is agreeable to thy divine will, that thine praises may resound with a fervent love of thy creatures from pole to pole, and rebound from the vaulted canopy of heaven. See, again, they're going on about the canopy, right, which is the firmament, yeah. And I know there's something to do with a bit of a conspiracy with that, but I'm not going to go into that. Through the universal nature, grant this, O God, Smib, so mote it be. But I'm going to show you the full ritual of that That's a Royal Arch Masons. Do you know what I mean? You won't get that. No profane person has seen that before. Yeah. So feel privileged that you actually seen that, and there's going to be a lot more of that coming up as well. I've just shown you two things that profane people haven't seen before. Yeah. And like I said, there's plenty more of that going to come up, hopefully, in the future. Great Priory, look, of the United Religious Military, and Masonic Orders of the Temple and of St John of Jerusalem, Palestine, Rhodes and Malta of England and Wales, and Providences overseas. Right, there you go. There's your Masonic army. Yeah, and if you ain't sure what they do, yeah, look up your history, yeah, and see what the Orders of the Temple of St John did, Jerusalem and Palestine and all the rest of it, and that'll tell you what that army did. Okay, because that's what the army is now, and they're encamped outside. They come home and they're encamped outside your towns and cities. Yeah, and again, look, the Order of the Temple and the drill. Okay, the only people who I know that drill are armies. Okay, so they're drilling. Okay. The Grand Masters Council. See, council. Where have we just seen councils? Yeah, councils with what I just done with the Boy Scouts. Yeah, the Boy Scout councils. Yeah, same thing. Like I said, it's all preparing them for joining Freemasonry in the army. Statutes of the Great Priory, United Religious, Military and Masonic Orders, the Temple of St John, Jerusalem, Rhodes and Malta of England, St overseas. There you go. That's their statutes. We'll get into that a bit later, you know what I mean? I'm just getting into this. I still want you to see that they are an army, okay? Established by the Supreme Grand Chancellor for the government of the orders, yeah? See, they've got their own government and they govern themselves. They don't answer to our laws, they answer to their own laws, okay? And that's what it's about. But I'll move on. This is what it's about. As early as 1888, girls of the Royal Masonic School did physical exercise and drill, okay? And this is what it's about. They're an army, okay? Freemason Women Army, okay? Now here we go, look, the altar, and go into the square and compass formation, right? Now, the only people who have formations, right? Let me enlarge this, right? Inward to the altar and go into the square and compass formation, right? Army formations, yeah. This is what they're looking. See this page. This is the plans of how the Order of the Eastern Star. Yeah, it's the formation of the square and compass. Okay, this is what they do. Okay, now look at the west line, the guide followed by the lower guard, treasurer, and the fifth messenger. Same right, and the marchers and army marchers. Remember that diagonally towards the altar. The marshal followed by the outer guard. Outer guard? Where have I had guards? Now the only people who have guards, yeah, are an army. They guard things, don't they? Yeah. See, so it's an army, right? Chaplain, and the fourth message tells left and marchers again because they're an army diagonally towards the altar, forming the sign of the compass. Okay, so this is how they get the compass sign. Yeah. Right. The second messenger followed by the first messenger and the third messenger turn right and left respectively and march on the west marching line to the centre. The second messenger turns right and marches diagonally towards the treasurer. The third messenger turns left and marches diagonally towards the chaplain. The first messenger stops at the centre of the forming the base of the square. So then you end up with the square and a compass here, okay? The recorder and the librarian stop when reaching the west marching line to mark the point of the compass, okay? So basically, I'll leave that there and you read that, you know. But this is where they're marching, okay? And they're telling you that themselves, you know what I mean? They're marching, following orders, paying attention, yeah, and standing to attention, okay? And they're drilling, all right? And what they're drilling is this, okay? Are you seeing that? Look, boom, boom. But here they're presenting it at the school. They're the governors and whoever. But again, look, that's the worshipful master matron in the middle. Yeah, but this is the school. This is their school, look. You see? Already, they're Freemasons, look. And this is a Masonic school. And here it is, look, the square and compass, where they march in on the drill and the orders in their official. There you go. What can I say? I don't even need to go on with this, do I really? It's just like, do you know what I mean? Like I said, so anyway, look, here we go. Look, when the officers forming the begs, right, of the compass and the base of the square are in position, and the Bethel choir, if I'm in the west, is in the position, the honoured queen marches around the side of the altar to take her position. See, so she becomes a queen, like I said. And in the male side of things, there's a king. Yeah. So in the female side, there's a queen. In the other side, there's a king. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but I'm only just getting into this, right? And I've only just, like I said, I've got, you know, as I'm, you know, obviously I know a little bit about masonry. I hardly, to be honest, I hardly know anything about masonry. No one does really. But as I'm researching, I'm finding out more things. So they have a queen and the men have a king, and we're all vying for that, you know, for that prestige honour. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, and this is why you got like the senior princesses, and that's why you got blood royals and all that sort of stuff. And that's why you got royal lodges. You see what I mean? We haven't even got into the royal lodges yet. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, the honoured queen moves around the altar, and you've got the senior princesses continue to the south, blah blah blah, the chaplain. But this is what it's all about, okay? So when they're marching, look, and they're doing all their bits and bobs, this is what they're doing. Oh, there you go. So there it is, and they're doing that in their school, look. Okay, and they're doing that year in, year out, and they're already Freemasons, these people. And that's 2 by 2, if you didn't notice. We're only missing the bloody banners. Anyway, moving on. Here they are drilling, look. See, they're already, you know, they're already getting drilled, right? Yeah, I've shown you drills in the other videos, so I don't need to go, you know, all around the houses again, yeah? But again, here's their banners, yeah? Don't forget, it's all about the heraldry, the banners, do you know what I mean? Blah, de, blah, blah. But also, what I forgot to tell you, which I should have done in my other videos, and many of my other videos, right? And I forgot about it. But like I said, when you join Mason, they teach you how to look a man in the eye, how to stand, how to present yourself. You are moulded to the way of Freemasonry, yeah? Okay? And it's not only about, like, you know, like I said, in the dark they can hear, feel and see. It's about feeling, yeah, what you can feel. It's about the smells, tasting, everything you can think of, yeah, to do with senses. It's to do with masonry. These are the first 3 steps of masonry, yeah. Then the other steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and then there'll be 7. See what I mean? So it's 3, 5, 7, and that's why they're important numbers to Freemasons, yeah. But each one, as you go up, is what they learn. You see, they learn first of all. They learn to be on the level, then they learn to be on the square, and then they learn how to rule you. Do you know what I mean? That's what the rule does. How to rule the rest. Do you see what I mean? And that's what it's about. They, you know, the hearing, listening, seeing, being quiet, blah blah. They learn that all the way as they go up. That's Doric and all the others. I can't remember it. Obviously got the Jackin and Boaz, blah blah blah. But that's what it is. They listen. You know, it's all about hearing, seeing, touching. All your senses they learn about. Yeah, and this is what they're doing all the time. They're drilling it through to each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? So by the time they get to, like I said, 18, 21, you're the hated profane. Do you know what I mean? They don't even look at you as like a normal person. You know what I mean? And that means if they're your brother, your sister. You know what I mean? Here they are, look, drilling. Now, where have you seen people holding their hand like that and getting a shoulder so you're in perfect line? In the military, isn't it? That's how they stand when they're on parade. Do you see what I mean? And they're doing the same thing. Look, all parade. See, that's why they put their hand up, because they're on parade. Look, yeah, and they're drilling. Yeah, Masonic Women Army. Here they are. Look, see what I mean? You just got to put a gun in their hands, and they're fighters, or they'll be your cooks. You know, for the Masonic Army. You know, these will be your whatever they may call it. You know, the backup. You know what I mean? But here he is. Look at that. Royal Masonic School for Wit. Look. What does that look like? Hand over back, yeah, foot to foot, knee to knee, yeah, mouth to ear. Do you know what I mean? Pure Masonic. I mean, does that look right? I mean, you tell me. I don't know. Look, Royal Masonic Institute for Girls. Yeah, that's in Hertz. That is. That's the junior school for girls. So that's the junior school. Yeah. And here we go. Look. And there it is. That's what it's all about. Yeah. Old, young. Here they are. Look. Girls, Royal Masonic Girl for Girls in Hertz. Here they are, look, drilling. The army's ready. There'll be logistics. That's it. They'll be doing the food, making ammunition, that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Again, while I've got this up, I don't know. Sometimes I slip one in, but look at the top hats. Look at the money. Yeah? All the money. They've got all the money. You know what I mean? Look, they've got the rich cane. Look, the silver cane. They've always got the money. Freemasons have always got the money. Here they are. Look, they all come from all walks of life. They're Shriners, they are. Well, I've got this. I don't know why these are coming up. I think I've shown you these. But look at the buildings they own. You think they've got no money? How much do you think that cost, that building there? Obviously, look at the pyramid on top. Do you know what I mean? But how much do you think that costs to build that? $1 million? And then you've got to talk about the, you know, the paintings, the carpet. You know, $2 million to build that. Where'd that money come from? Do you think? Eh? That's not a bloody... Where do you think that money comes from? Do you think that's like a government grant they get? Well, it is half. Well, to be honest, that is, because they get the grants from the profane, from the, you know, from the council. Do you know what I mean? But who gave them permission to build that? Where'd they get afford to buy the property? Do you see what I mean? They've got all the money. They own everything, including India. This is where these are. These are India, from India. But anyway, let's move on. But this is what they're moulding. Look, Royal Masonic School for Girls. Yeah, and they're starting them young. I don't know how old these girls are, but this is what it's all about. And this is what controls it. Look, the old are looking after the young. Yeah, and they're moulding. Look, these old people. Look, yeah, and they're the ones that bring these up to look at you profane. Yeah. Outside the temple, not within the temple, not spiritual or anything else. Again, look, this is what they're bringing up. Look, old, young. Yeah, same as the boys. Here they are. Look, each and every one of them will be a Freemason army recruit. Yeah, this is a different school. This is Rickmansworth Masonic School, and this is where they're getting their recruits from. You see, they're already moulding these into, you know, fully fledged. Royal Order of the Eastern Star, do you know what I mean? So they're already well on their way into Freemasonry, do you know what I mean? But they'll learn all through that journey of being in the school of shh, be quiet, you know? And they're getting a different education to what your children are in these local schools, I'll tell you now. And don't be surprised, and I wouldn't be neither, if you were segregated. Your children are segregated from the profane, and there was actual classrooms within the schools that are local, that are specially devised for Freemason kids. Do you know what I mean? That wouldn't surprise me. You know what I mean? And I'm talking on a huge scale. I'm talking, you know, not just like one school. I'm talking of nationwide schools that have special, you know, just normal, you know, profane schools. But within them, the teachers will be Freemasons, yeah. But certain people that go to that school will get put in certain classes that are Masonic classes and get a different education from the profane person in another class. Do you see what I mean? And that's what they do. They filter you through all the time. But here they are. Here's the Queen. Look, that's the Queen, I think, there. And they're bowing to her because she's the patron saint. I've already just shown you in her uniform. And yeah, Queen visits Royal Masonic School, yeah, and she, you know, you can research that and have a look. But she is the head of the Freemasons, you know what I mean? Here they are again. Look, look at all them. Look, they're on a different education to you. 3:17. That's a late one again. But look at all these. Look, these are all recruitments. Look, see the Freemasons. They're all Freemasons. Look. Royal Masonic School for Girls. This is in Clapham, but this is where they get their recruits from. You know what I mean? Again, look, the Supreme Grand Chapter of Scotland, Order of the Eastern Star, initiation ceremony, copyrighted in Great Britain and Australia. Okay, so this is part of the other book, if you get what I mean, what I show you. Yeah, Scotland. So I think this is another ritual we're getting here. You will instruct the sentinel that we are about to engage in the ceremony of opening our chapter and direct him to allow no interruption while we are thus engaged, right? Now the sentinel is a male, okay? And he's the security guard, do you know what I mean? But he comes from the other lodge, do you know what I mean? He looks over it to make sure the women ain't up to much, do you know what I mean? But anyway, a complete chapter requires 18 and their titles are Worthy Matron. Obviously don't forget you get the Queen and all that sort of stuff they do as well. But this is what they need minimum to do, yeah, to complete a chapter. Worthy Matron, Associate Matron, Associate Patron, Secretary, Treasurer, Conductress, Associate Conductress, Chaplain Marshal, Organist, Aid. Now these are the ones that stand on the points of the star, which I'll show you in a minute. Ada, Ruth, Esther, Martha and Elector, and then you've got a Warder and a Sentinel. Now I'll give you where this is now going to go into their stations. Now I'll do it. I'll go through it. Well, I'll leave it there, and you can read it through yourself. Yeah, rather than me go through it, I'll go a bit quicker on the video then. But again, you can download all this from my forum in ebooks. Yeah, it's all in ebooks anyway. So, but again, look, watchful care depending on our security against interruption. See, they're securing it because they don't want to know when you're talking about what can we do with the profane, how can we keep control of the profane people within the community. Yeah, they don't want you hearing that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and that's what it's about. Look, what is it? Here it is. Look. What is a sentinel, right? Station. See, look, and he's the guard. Look, outside the closed door where they make. What is his duty? Yeah, and explain his badge of office to protect the chapter against the intrusion of improper persons. His badge is a cross swords within the star, an emblem of protection, of admonishing him that upon his watchful care depends our security against interruption. So basically, he's a bouncer on the door. Do you know what I mean? A tiler in a main lodge, but there'd be more than that. Just not just him. There'd be other sentries or sentinels about the lodges because that security is red hot and red tight. Do you know what I mean? They don't want any profane people in on their meetings. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where they talk about the profane, how to keep the control, how do we keep the power. Do you know what I mean? We control the social services. We need to keep that. How do we do it? You know what I mean? And if there's someone who's a troublemaker, they'll stalk them, you know, character assassinate them, whatever it takes to get that person out, you know. But again, I'll leave this up here. You can read it. Do you know what I mean? And again, it'll tells you, you know, where the stations are and where they sit and what they do and what their duty is as well. Okay. I'll go through it slow, so then you can just pause it and, you know, go through it yourselves. Okay. See, look, Sister Ada, Worthy Matron. See, that gives you all the, you know, what the sisters do, and they'll give you the signs. See, the signs, what they're given, are signs of recognition. Again, just as it is the same as the signs of recognition for the men, and obviously the men know the signs, same as the female know what the men's signs are. Yeah, so they communicate that way. You see, and they'll test each other as well. So you look, sisters and brothers, on seeing this sign given, how would you respond? You see, and then it shows you. Do you know what I mean? And that's how they communicate without you even know, in your presence, whether you're in a pub, a club, a cinema, it doesn't matter what it is. If they're against you, that's how they communicate. And they will. They can follow you around, you know. They can have 20 people surround you and you wouldn't even know it. And they'll talk to each other and they'll do it, you know, do street theatre with you. Oh, they do all sorts, do you know what I mean? But that's another story. I'm not getting into that yet. But again, this is what they do. Do you know what I mean? And the only thing they're against, if you're profane and you're not a Freemason now, and you've listened to a lot of my videos, this is what they're doing. You need to oust them out of power, because all they're doing when they're in their Freemason lodges is how can we keep the profane from waking up and taken control of what we already control. Do you know what I mean? Because we own it all. We have good lives. We're not poor. We've got all the food. We've got all the drink. We do everything. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it's about. You know. But again, you can download this in my forum. Do you know what I mean? I'll mark this here. Well, continue. You have doubtless well considered the step you have taken in seeking admission on this order. Yeah, a Masonic order, yeah, dedicated to charity, truth and loving kindness. You came here of your own free choice, complain not. Therefore, at any trial, a seal is here set upon your lips. Shh! See what I mean? Let it warn you to be ever silent and secret as to all that may be made known to you here. Shh! Do you see what I mean? So it's all secret again. Shh! Don't tell the profane, keep quiet. Do you know what I mean? And again, it's all about, you know, the threats and blah blah, the obligation, look, who assume obligations lightly and forthwith forget them. Do you see what I mean? So woe unto the faithless and insincere who assume obligations lightly and forthwith forget them. So there's always that threat. Do you see what I mean? But again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to let it go. Again, look, the Order of the Eastern Star exists for the purpose of giving practical effect to the benefit purpose of providing for the welfare of its members, yeah, and that's all it does, the welfare of its members or other Freemasons, yeah, and that is it. Charity work is it all self-centered around themselves, nothing to do with the profane ever. Yeah, and this is why you've got to oust them out of power, and they've got the power. They own the schools, they own the social services, they own the police, they own the courts, they own the judges, they own the bloody, you know what I mean? And that's it. You've got to oust them out of power. As long as they've got power, you, the profane, us, whatever you want to call it, will never ever get out of poverty ever. Here we may aid, comfort and protect each other in our journey through the labyrinth of human life, and see the labyrinth of human life. You see what I mean? Straight away, if you read it and you know how they speak, it's always about the profane. It's only about themselves. That's all they're concerned with, themselves, yeah? And the cheerful companionship and social enjoyment lighten the burden of active duty. By means of secret signs and other works of the order, we are able to make ourselves known to each other wherever we may meet. Do you see what I mean? So they always will forever, regardless of what you think you know or don't know, you stand in court going through a divorce and he's a Freemason or she's a Freemason or whatever, they're going to win the case. You know what I mean? Regardless, you know. Anyone who sits there and go, how did they win that case? I bloody had that down. That's because of Freemasonry, yeah? They'll shut you down, yeah? They don't give a shit. I'll show you soon what they do, yeah? You know what I mean? I'll show you how you know, Freemasonry, yeah? Like me, I'll show you something to do with the police, right? And how they shut an investigation down, right? And don't say nothing to you. But I'll show you anyway. We'll get into that in a bit later. But I'll show you what they do, yeah? When you're a perjured individual and a mark, okay? Anyway, by means of psychic so another work the order we are able to make ourselves known to each other whenever we may meet. And the reason they want to know when they meet is because if there's a profane person there, they know who's the odd person out. Do you know what I mean? And they'll always be against you regardless. Trust me. We are governed by the laws and regulations of the Supreme Grand Chapter and by the code of bylaws framed by ourselves, yeah? And that's it. That's that they follow their own laws, their own regulations. They have internal courts for each other. Like I said, if you've got two Masons, yeah, and a profane person, if that Mason hires the profane person over the Mason, that Mason will take him in an internal court within his lodge and he'll get fined or penalised for doing that, yeah? Do you know what I mean? And that's why they don't hire profane people, yeah? They do not do that. They don't hire profane people over preference of their own brothers. You've got the three sons here, Masonic, three sons, yeah? Check them out. They're over on Halfreys, yeah? Biggest Masonic company going within Yarmouth. That's just one. Do you know what I mean? And you've got the skip man, do you know what I mean? He likes to get involved with your wife and fucking all this sort of shit. But that's another story. We won't want to get into that yet. But again, like I said, you know, We are governed by the laws of regulation of the Supreme Grand Chapter and by the code of bylaws framed by ourselves. These are bound to abide so long as we remain members of the order, and in this obedience we shall expect you to share. Do you see what I mean? Listen to that. We are bound to obey so long as we remain members of the order, and in this obedience we shall expect you to share. Do you know what I mean? And this is what it's about. It's all about themselves. No one else. No one else. I'm going to go into that, but these are the passwords, yeah, and the passwords and the penal code, same as the bloke, yeah. Okay, again here it is. Look, you've got the worshipful master, blah blah, and the matrons, the treasurer, the secretary, blah blah. These is where the Electra, Ada, Ruth, Esther and Martha stand, yeah, and obviously they got their representations, but this is where it is. That's the preparation room, sentinels in there, the security, blah blah, and that's the way it goes. Do you know what I mean? Conductress and associate, and this is what they do. Do you know what I mean? And it goes on and on and on, you know. And the use of the gavel. One blow of the gavel calls for the chapter to order, seats it when standing, and completes it closing. 2 blows call upon the officers bearers, and 3 blows calls up the chapter. And the raps are given like that. 2, 2, 1, 1. See what I mean? And that, again, like I said, within Freemasonry, it's not just about the feel, the senses, and the smell. It's about sound as well. You see. So they can communicate just by sound. You know, you could hear someone, you know, there, and he can be tapping, you know, like just on the table, yeah, like that, and you wouldn't know what, you know, you just think, oh, he's just tapping the table, right? But he isn't. He's actually communicating to another Freemason. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So that's what it's all about. It's communicating not just by hands. Do you know what I mean? It's not just by hand. They can, you know, like I said, there's loads of ways they can communicate to each other, yeah? And they do that because they need to know, you know, to be above the profane people. Do you see what I mean? Like I said, you know, you look at a person that's, say, given sign language with their hands, you wouldn't even understand it, yeah? But a Freemason, yeah, when he does his hand sign, you wouldn't even know he was doing his hand signs. Do you see what I mean? You know, in just about, it's about noise, you know, like I said, sound, smells, it's all about different things, you know, and objects as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it, you know, Freemasons, if you go to work, yeah, you put your working tools, like if you've got a knife and a fork, you put them in the shape of a compass, and then you get the, you know, another knife and a fork, and you put them in the shape of a square, yeah. That tells any Freemason working within that company, whoever sees that you're a Freemason. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. And then they'll leave a sign or whatever, blah blah blah, you know. But that's what it goes. And then you got the test oath, yeah. And these witnesses, I, Cheryl, do solemnly affirm my honour. You know what I mean? Again, I'll let that go. I ain't going to go through it all. And again, here it is. The dual operate the officers bear as known as follow. And then it go through all the way, yeah. I'll leave that there for you to read rather than me keep bloody reading all the time. And here's there again. Look, this is what they're vying for all the time. You see, for these badges. You know what I mean? The badge of honours. You know what I mean? Again, they're just like for the males, same sort of signs, same. You know, there's nothing different. Do you know what I mean? They're just officers. You know, like I said. You know, sergeant majors, corporals. You know, whatever you want to call it. You know, and that's what they are. And that's what they're vying for all the time. Just that. You know what I mean? I don't know how long I've been going here, but I'm going to end it there, right? So we've got that, done that. So when I come back, I'm going to do the rest. Have I done that? Yeah, I've done all that. I think it's at the end. So when I come back, I'm going to do one more thingy, and then I'll get through to them. I don't think I've done all them, have I? Bloody hell, baby. But I'll get through, I'll see, and we'll end it on them last two, what's his names I'm going to do. And that'll be lovely. I'm going to get the examined. I'm going to show you how they examine each other within the lodge. Okay. And then, yeah, I'm going to show you how they examine each other in the lodge. You know, the instructions of how they do that. It's only a short book, and that is it. Yeah, it's like about 4 or 5 pages. Do you know what I mean? Well, a bit longer than that. But this is how they question each other, and you've got to remember these. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. This is part 1, called the minor degrees, yeah? And then you have to remember all these questions, but you only got to remember the questions, you've got to remember the answers, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do on my next video is is put this to work for you guys. Yeah, so that'll be the first ritual I'll do. How they examine each other. I've gone through everything else. I'm quite happy with that. I hope that went all right. Like I said, I'm not a professional orator or or speaker, but like I said, remember, this is drilling, yeah, and they're doing it from a very young age, yeah. And like I said, this is it. Look, this is them at school, yeah. Nothing to do with anything to do with the Masonic lodge or anything. They're already learning how to do the square and compass, all right. And when you see them nurses going around that, round that, whatever you would call it, that's these girls, yeah, the Freemason girls that are doing the ritual, yeah, what I show you in my past videos, okay. But this is what it's about, they're already an army. They've been moulded from a very young age at these schools, yeah, and all these are these are rainbow girls, and soon to be Order of the Eastern Star, you know what I mean. And these girls are going to be your nurses, your social services, do you know what I mean, and or whatever else they need to take. And obviously, some of them ended up being like little Miss Merkles or Margaret Thatchers. I can't think of anyone else. Women in politics, obviously, but this is what they do, and they vie for positions that benefit the lodge, and that's all they do, Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I hope you understood that. And like I said, I think the next video will just be the last one, and that'll finish this set off. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Thank you very much. Have a great day.